I still remember the exact morning the world went quiet. I was 23, standing behind the reception desk of the little countryside hotel where I'd worked for 2 years, when the owner walked in with tears in her eyes. "Mia, we're closing. Pandemic. No guests, no money. I'm so sorry." Just like that, my paycheck, my room above the kitchen, my entire life gone. I packed my suitcase that same afternoon, thinking it would only be a few weeks. Months later, I was still jobless. Savings evaporated. The final eviction notice came on a gray Tuesday. The landlord wouldn't even look at me. "Everyone's struggling, kid. I'm sorry." I stood on the sidewalk in the pouring rain, suitcase at my feet, soaked to the bone, watching the only door I had left slam shut. No family to call. Mom had passed when I was little. Dad disappeared when I was 10. Shelters were overflowing. The streets became my home. I slept under bridges, in abandoned cars, anywhere the rain couldn't reach. Hunger gnawed at my stomach while fear chewed at my heart. Every night I whispered the same promise to the dark. "Just one more day, Mia. One more day and things will change." But the days only got colder. 3 weeks of pure survival later, scrolling a cracked phone at a free Wi-Fi spot, the ad appeared like a miracle nobody else wanted. Dilapidated 1940s countryside cottage. Total renovation needed. $1. Must take. Immediate possession. Tax foreclosure sale. $1. It sounded insane. The photos showed a small wooden house with a sagging porch, overgrown garden, and windows staring out like lonely eyes. I had $38 and a heart that refused to quit. A kind truck driver who heard my story drove me the 200 miles north. When I signed the papers at the county office, the clerk shook her head. "That place belonged to old Mr. Harlan. Been empty since he passed last year. Good luck, honey." The cottage sat at the end of a dirt road, surrounded by tall pines. The front door creaked open like it had been waiting for me. Inside smelled of damp wood, pine needles, and something strangely warm like bread baking long ago. I dropped my suitcase in the tiny living room and whispered, "Please, just let me rest here." The first weeks were brutal. I scrubbed floors until my hands bled, patched the leaking roof with plastic sheeting I found in the shed, and cooked beans over a camping stove. No electricity. No running water at first. Every creak of the old floorboards made me jump. Some nights, the pain of loneliness was worse than the cold. But slowly, the cottage began to feel less like a ruin and more like a fragile shelter. I painted the kitchen walls a soft butter yellow with leftover paint I discovered in the attic. I planted tomatoes in the overgrown garden. For the first time in months, I slept without waking in terror. Then the strange things started. Food I left on the counter would be missing in the morning, just a few bites. Tiny, muddy footprints appeared on the porch after rain. At night, I heard soft sounds. Not wind, not animals. A child's whimper. I told myself I was imagining it, that the isolation was playing tricks. But one evening, while prying up a loose floorboard in the hallway to fix a squeak, I found a small plastic truck. Brand new. Not something left by an old man. That night, the whimper came again, closer, clearer. Heart hammering. I grabbed my flashlight and followed the sound down the narrow hallway to a small door I had always thought was a closet. It was locked from the inside. With trembling hands, I used a screwdriver to pop the latch. Cold air rushed out, carrying the faint smell of peanut butter and fear. Wooden stairs led down into a hidden basement I never knew existed. I descended slowly, flashlight beam shaking. "Hello? Is someone there?" My voice cracked. In the far corner, behind dusty shelves of canned food, a small shape huddled under a blanket. Wide brown eyes stared back at me. Messy dark hair. A little boy, maybe 7 or 8, clutching a worn teddy bear. He looked exactly like the childhood photos of my father. "Who are you?" I whispered, dropping to my knees. He shrank back at first. Then something in my face must have clicked. His little voice trembled. "Are you Mia? Big sister Mia? Daddy said you would come when the bad times ended. He said to stay hidden and wait for you." The truth spilled out of him in broken sentences while I held him so tight I was afraid I'd break him. His name was Leo. My half-brother. Dad had left when I was 10 because he couldn't handle being a father until years later when he met someone new and had Leo. Then the pandemic hit. Dad got sick with COVID. He knew he wasn't going to make it, so he did the only thing he could. He transferred the cottage, the only thing he still owned, into tax foreclosure, so it would sell for $1. He knew I would be desperate enough to claim it. He stocked the basement with food, blankets, and toys. He left a thick envelope addressed to me. With Leo still in my arms, I opened it. Pages and pages in Dad's handwriting. He wrote how he had secretly watched me from afar during the pandemic, paying my hotel rent anonymously for months before I lost the job. Sending small gifts I never knew came from him. He regretted every missed birthday, every empty promise. The final letter ended with, "Mia, I couldn't be the father you needed, but I could give you a home and a brother who needs you now. Take care of each other. I love you both." The plot twist hit me like lightning. The father I thought had abandoned me had spent his last months making sure I would never be alone again. Every cold night on the street, every tear, every hopeless moment had been leading me here to the little brother I never knew I had, waiting in the dark for the big sister Dad promised would come. I called the authorities the next morning. After paperwork and DNA tests, Leo became mine. We fixed the cottage together slowly, one room at a time. He helped me paint his bedroom blue with little white clouds. I taught him how to plant tomatoes. He taught me how to laugh again. The hidden basement became our secret playroom until we turned it into a cozy reading nook. I'm 24 now. The cottage is warm and bright, filled with the sound of a little boy's footsteps and my own softer ones. Some evenings we sit on the porch watching the pine trees sway, and Leo asks me to read Dad's letters out loud. We cry sometimes, but mostly we smile. The pandemic took so much from so many, yet somehow it led me to the family I never knew I needed. If you're out there right now broken, suitcase at your feet and the world feeling like it's ended, please hear me. Sometimes the $1 ruin you run to for shelter is hiding the exact piece your heart has been missing. Keep walking. Keep believing. Your new beginning might be waiting behind a locked door in the dark, whispering, "Big sister, I've been waiting for you." And somewhere up there, a father who made mistakes is finally at peace, because he made sure we found each other. If you're out there right now broken, suitcase at your feet and the world feeling like it's ended, please hear me. Sometimes the $1 ruin you run to for shelter is hiding the exact piece your heart has been missing. Keep walking. Keep believing. Your new beginning might be waiting behind a locked door in the dark, whispering, "Big sister, I've been waiting for you." And somewhere up there, a father who made mistakes is finally at peace, because he made sure we found each other.